follow my lead. We're going to inhale as much as we can, and then a little more, and then a long exhale. So. Once more. Last time. Okay. So let's start by talking about what consciousness is. So who can attempt to define or try to explain consciousness?
That's what we choose to think and make a decision.
So choosing to think.
Choosing what we want to think about and to make a decisions.
Gotcha. So decisions.
Yeah.
So I think for me it's very complex to think about consciousness, because I know we can't locate it. Where exactly it is. We know that it's a thing that makes us aware. Primarily we have it's kind of sensors out of our brain. But you did ask this. You asked about the words. I would say that it comes from awareness.
Awareness.
Yes,
Okay.
awareness.
Awareness. So these are great. It's very hard to define consciousness, but it's something that we're feeling right now. Each one of us right now is conscious. So one definition that's broadly accepted is that consciousness is something. Consciousness is it's like something to be conscious, and it's not something to be unconscious. For example, what was it like to be asleep last night?
Not conscious.
The question doesn't make sense because it wasn't
because
like
you
anything.
don't know. You were there.
It's not that you weren't conscious. So
Yes.
there was no consciousness.
Exactly.
How was it like to not be born? These questions don't make sense
know.
because we're not conscious yet.
Yeah.
So consciousness can be. So what's it like to be a rock?
You can only imagine how it feels to be sharp and like hard.
Yeah, but it's probably not even that. It's nothing. So to be a rock to me is nothing. It doesn't make sense because you can't be a rock because rock doesn't have consciousness. It doesn't experience anything. So that's the broadly accepted definition. And one thing that's really important about this is to separate it from. So consciousness is not information processing. It's not intelligence. It's only experience. For example, you could build a robot to follow the color blue wherever it goes. So it would track the color blue, go wherever it goes. But it wouldn't know what it's like to see blue. That is experience. That is consciousness. When you see the color blue, it's something. You couldn't explain experiencing blue to a robot. You could give all the information in the world to it. You could give the wavelengths, the whatever type of scientific information, but you cannot explain the feeling of seeing blue or like experiencing blue. So consciousness is experience. You can an analogy I would like to use for today is to think about consciousness like a large canvas, and this canvas is you basically, and you are composed of this canvas and a flashlight, and on this canvas certain things appear, thoughts appear, senses appear, the canvas, the sound, the whatever this is, your vision of me, the feeling of sitting on this couch, your left pinky now that I said it, and all these different thoughts and experiences appear on this canvas, and you are the flashlight, and you focus on certain parts of this conscious experience. For right now, you might be concentrating on my voice, on what I'm saying. You might be concentrating on the smell. You might be concentrating on this sound. But everything is here. Everything is here on this open plane of consciousness. Each thought, each experience, each vision, each sound, and you are just pointing the direction. So, some more questions I would like to talk about, and you actually touched on, is, but we don't have time, so I'm just going to invoke the questions and move on, is, first of all, why is consciousness? So why are we conscious? Because we don't need to be. Biology explains everything about humans. Neuroscience expands from day to day. You do not need to experience, remember the blue analogy, You don't need to experience blue to know blue. You don't need to experience thought to think. We made robots think. We have AI. We made things do things. We have intelligent things. None of these are, to our knowledge, conscious like us. So it's a mystery why we are conscious, because this didn't need to happen. I could just be saying the things I'm saying, doing the things I'm doing, probably not explaining consciousness, but doing anything else without being conscious, because I don't need to be. There's this whole mechanism inside me, it just works, and for some reason I'm experiencing. We could have pain where a sharpness hurts me, my hormones regulate, I pull my arm. There's no need for pain experience in that motion. I didn't need to feel the pain for that to happen. I could have just been like dead inside, like a robot, and my physiology could have done the work, but for some reason I'm conscious. Second one is, where is consciousness? So who thinks that they are, so when we say where is consciousness, we actually ask, where am I? That's basically the same question. So who thinks they are in their arm? Yeah, who thinks they're in their leg, their heart?
I feel like I'm in my body. You know,
Do you?
that, yeah, that, you know, I know that we have brain that is, okay, how I look at it, for me, it's that the brain I see as a tool. It's this very useful tool that we use to, you know, talk, to work, etc.
But how do you feel? Like, where do you feel? You just said yourself, you feel right here, right?
Yeah, it's a lot in the head, of course.
If I cut your arm off, you would still be here.
Yes,
If I
definitely.
cut your leg off,
Yeah,
you would still be here.
yeah.
In fact, I could probably cut your body from neck down and put some kind of mechanism to keep you alive. And
It's
you'd
all
still
in the-
feel behind your eyes, looking outside.
Yes.
It's like you're this agent in here, looking
Yes.
outside,
Yeah.
hearing, tasting, smelling. That is an illusion. That is because all of your senses are centered around your head.
Yes.
An experiment happens where they take your eyesight, they put on like Google glasses or whatever, and they put a camera, a GoPro on your belly.
Yeah.
And you walk around for a month, seeing from your belly. And at the end of that month, you actually feel this feeling right now that you're experiencing to be in the head. You have it in your stomach.
Oh,
You
wow.
feel as if you're in your stomach. So consciousness is not in your head. We don't know where it is. It's a complete mystery where it is.
It's like
But
a
it's
chicken
connected to
brain.
you. Yeah. The only reason we feel like we're in our heads is because our vision is located on our heads and our sight and our tongues. Everything is here. If that was here, we would feel here. It could be in our brain could be in our pancreas, and we would still feel like our head or our consciousness
Yes.
isn't here. So I'd like to talk more about these, but yeah, that's all I'm done with that.
Evolutionary, of course, makes sense that we have it here. You know, because
So now I'd like to move on to the guided meditation, which is going to be about 8 minutes. So just become comfortable, however you'd like, as long as you're not lying down, because lying down makes you sleepy. So we can begin. So very gently, you can close your eyes. Sit however you'd like. And try and focus on your breath. Don't try and change your breath or control it. Just let it be as it normally is. Just try and be aware of it. To make concentrating easier, you can very softly in your mind say in while inhaling and out while exhaling. Try and point your attention, like the flashlight analogy, to the top of your mind. To the top of your head, sorry, to the top of your head. And your ears. Feel your ears. Anything about them. The wind hitting them. If they itch, the itch. Your eyes. Your nose. Just become aware of these. Your chin. Your neck, your chest, your arms, your hands, your legs, the feeling of sitting, your back behind the chair, your bottom on the chair, your feet on the ground, your arms wherever they're rested. try and focus on the sound you hear. The sound of the ventilation. The sound of my voice appearing and disappearing. The sound of clapping from the other room when it happens. Any type of sound that's in your conscious experience. Try and focus on this. Try and recognize how you don't control the sound you hear. It appears and disappears no matter what you do. You cannot extend my voice. In fact, you can try. You try and hear me for longer than I speak. Now let's come back to the breath. Again, you can internally, very gently say in on the inhale and out on the inhale. And you can focus on all the other experiences we've talked about so far. The feeling of your body, the sound, the breath. Try and be as wide as possible with your attention. Encompass it all. If any thoughts or images come into your mind, don't try and get rid of them, just become aware of them and come back to the sensations of the body, sound, and the breath. Chances are that my voice right now might have interrupted a thought or an image that was in your head. Try and recognize or try and be aware of the next thought that appears in your mind. This might be an image for visual thinkers, or words for people who think of words. Something along the lines of, what should I have for dinner? Why didn't I attend the other session? My feet are cold, it smells bad. Or if you're imagining something, whatever it is, just try and focus on the breath or sound or anything you like, and just catch the next thought that arises. Just see it. Where does that thought come from? Do you have any control over the next thing you think? What happens to the thought when you become aware of it? Now I'd like to invite you to very gently open your eyes and look towards the floor. Try and not focus on any points in front of you, but just keep a wide glance towards you. Try to recognize how what you're seeing isn't actually the floor and your legs and your feet or whatever is in your visual field, but it's just lines, lights, color. And the rest is just things we've put into boxes. We've decided that these colors and these lines represent the floor, But there isn't actually no floor, there's just lines and color. Try and see it as raw sight. Don't try and concentrate, in fact just try and let go. Look as wide as possible. Now become aware of the sound around you and the sensation of sitting. Recognize how everything we've discussed, thoughts, sounds, sensations, they are all in the exact same place, which is consciousness. And we just diverted our attention from one to the other. I think that's our time. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
There's a lot to talk about in this topic, and of course it's just, I try to be